ring with Christina, you might catch a beating. Just tune in, you gon' have to see it. Stand up if you with us, if not, to be seated. You seen them in every arena. Eddie and Nika, who really got something to fight for. Everybody saying they're the goal. Who the one that slayed the Chupacabra? Your favorite girls.
Good evening and welcome to Women Crushing It Wednesdays. I hope everybody's doing great tonight. I have my girls Nika and Crystal in the building. How are y'all doing, my ladies?
I'm doing much better. I'm alive.
Yeah,
Really
that is so good.
So
I'm glad you're still alive, Nika.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh, we need you.
But I was so sick. Oh my God. But I feel so much better. I'm at 90%. And I deserved a little bit of a drink today. So, yeah.
Good for you. Good for you. And before we get any further, I just want to give a shout out to Arte de Tere that did our video. It is so good. And of course, our intro, Kush with a C. So shout out to them. We're going to have a good show tonight. We have a lot to talk about. And we might have a surprise guest coming on who's freaking amazing. And we'll talk about that later. But before we get started into last weekend's fights, there's been some things on Twitter. So number one, Ryan Garcia officially retired. Did y'all see that?
I saw it right before we came on.
Yeah,
and I think
that be that way.
Yes, I think maybe a suspension is coming, so that's why he's saying that. Because they're supposed to meet on Friday, the commission.
Yes, on Friday. Yeah.
So he
might have gotten the word
that he's going to be suspended. So he's like, oh, I'm tired.
he maybe wants to get ahead of it.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's having a breakdown and he's like, you know what? I need help. Maybe. I don't know. Crystal, what did you think? Did you see it?
I see it. Yeah, I see it. But he said he loved boxing, but he is hurt, right? So Is he blaming the boxing because of the positive test, or I'm not sure. I don't know, but I don't believe a word he say at this point. So he can say whatever he wants. Until I see it with my own eyes, I don't know that I believe everything he said.
That's true. And you know what? How many pro fighters have we had that have officially retired? You know, I mean, so we don't know. I just have to wait.
Retire? And then
yes, Teofimo did retire too.
They retired like they changed their draws. Like they can't. That's why that's a joke because he knows the suspension is coming. Because
absolutely no, that's
some type of suspension. So he's spinning it as like a retirement.
That's what I'm thinking. Keeping it real with Lady Effing D, I think so. I think that he's gonna be suspended and he wants to get ahead of it. I really do. And then I saw a tweet from my guy, our friend Rick Merrigan, who manages Virgil Ortiz. And he said, you know what? One more fight and Virgil is going to be ready for Canelo. Talk to me, ladies. What are y'all thinking about that?
You go first, Chris.
Crystal, did you see that tweet?
I don't see that tweet. However, do it matter if they're ready for Canelo? Because truly it's Canelo who say, yes, I will fight him, or no, I will not, right? So Virgil could say that yesterday, that he ready for Canelo, and Canelo still not give him the opportunity.
That's true.
So,
you're right.
How much weight we have here? Not too much to me.
Yeah. What about you, Nika?
What was the question again?
So what do you think? So Rick Merrigan, he said, you know what, one more fight and Virgil's ready for Canelo.
I love Virgil, but he's not ready. I don't think one more fight he's ready for Canelo. I got to see what he looks like this next fight, but I still don't think he's ready for Canelo. But I mean, I be talking shit like that, but then, I'm going to be tuned in with my popcorn.
For sure.
Oh, Virgil, so I don't think.
And you know what? And that's what, honestly, with all due respect, it's that's what a manager is supposed to do. You sell your fighter.
Yeah.
That's where the money is. And if he's asking for $200 million to fight Benavidez, what would he pay Virgil? And the thing is too, though, what would they make? Is that a big money seller? Would that be on pay-per-view? Would that be what? you know,
Some people will say yes because of the Mexican background, right?
Yes.
Potential. Unless they put it in Las Vegas or perhaps even in the Texas,
Yes.
I don't see a big money maker here.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I saw somebody that
Right
said
here, Julius,
maybe
right?
he's ready to, Julius,
Yes, right
Virgil
here.
could be ready to cash out with health problems. You know, I mean, maybe so. You know, maybe.
I think
So
that's a
I
good.
said that. I actually text the girls and I was like, cash
Yeah.
out, you know, maybe this is a cash out. I don't know. I don't know. Coach Jelly, hey mama. But I don't know. But you know what? Like I said, if I'm a manager, I'm gonna try to push my guys to the biggest money fights, not only for them, but for everybody involved. And there's a lot of hands in the pot.
No,
So,
I'm
you
not
know,
mad at him, but I just don't agree. I don't
yeah,
agree, but I'm not mad at him because yeah, as his manager, you're supposed to get your fighter the best fights and push him, you know.
absolutely.
But
Absolutely. So he's doing his job. He's doing his job for sure. So the fights last weekend, they were good. You know what? Props to PBC because the undercard all the way to the main event was fire. The whole card was fire. Crystal,
absolutely,
what did you think about the card?
It was fabulous from what I can see, right? Because I was also driving and watching, and don't judge, please. But sometimes
Not
you
at
have to do
all.
what you have to do, right? So, yeah, I enjoy all of them, right? So I wasn't able to tune in right at the beginning, but I catch the last three, and they do not disappoint me.
No, not at all. What about you, Nika? Was it a good weekend besides you being sick?
yeah, no, I know. I was in bed watching it, but let me tell you, I was so like, I think I didn't I text y'all and I said, "Oh, these fights are like so good," and I said it was like
Yes.
building up an orgasm, and then
Yep.
when the knockout came, I like caught
Yep.
one. I think I told, I think I told you that. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my God, this fight is so good. Like you could just feel. I mean, props to uh Frank. You know, Frank what's
Frank Martin.
Martin.
Frank Martin.
Sorry, I'm on meds, y'all. So and drinking. So,
You're good. You're good.
um, you know, he did really good. He did actually great. He did. And I hope he's healthy because ooh, that knockout was something nasty. You know, I still feel the pain for him. That knockout was disgusting, but I felt the knockout just like closing in. Like I think I had tweeted something like a meme of like the walls closing in, and that's
Yeah.
what I felt like when everybody had their booty holes clenched watching that fight because you knew the knockout was coming, and then when it came, it was just like, but
Absolutely.
every fight was. I think maybe like one fight that I kind of like really didn't pay attention to, but for the most part, that was a great card.
Well, even the I mean the co-main event, because so Benavidez stepped up to light heavy. You know, so this was a test for him. And Gvozdyk is no chump, even though
He
he's
was
36
tested.
years old. Yeah, he's 36 years old, but you know what? He has fought some of the greats. His only loss was like Better Beef and Benavidez, you know. But he still looked sharp, he still looked good, and he gave Benavidez problems. Crystal, what did you think about that matchup? Was this a good test for Benavidez to see what he's made
Absolutely.
of?
I think this is a good test. And I think Benavidez, even though he get the W for the win, I think he go back with a lot of things that he can work on to improve. I think he was touched a little more than he want to be. And this is part of the learning process, right? This will
Yeah,
only make the next fight for him potentially better. So
absolutely.
I do feel as though this was a good test for him. And I think that he will learn some details of the skill set that he has.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great one for him to rewatch.
Absolutely.
But
So,
NVO, like just want
NBL, how are you? Brunch Boxing in the house. How are you?
How you ladies doing today?
We are
Hello.
doing well.
I'm doing
So
so
I
much
was
better.
I was asking the ladies, I'm gonna ask you before I ask Nika too. So Benavidez fight, we were talking about that. And do you think that Gvozdyk was a good I guess test the waters for Benavidez at this new light heavyweight division?
Absolutely. Gvozdyk is a former lineal champion, former unified champion, toughest nails, only lost once. Um, and I think that Benavidez wanted to test his might at this weight, and I think he performed well.
Yeah, he did. But do you think that Canelo might have been salivating a little bit?
Nah. Ain't nobody solid like David Benavidez.
Okay, okay. Okay, Nika, what did you think about this matchup? Was this a good thing for Benavidez to test the waters at light heavy?
I think so. Yeah, absolutely. And then he was actually beat up in that fight, and he didn't make it. He did not make any excuses. He just let the public know that I think he had like a gash that he had to get stitched up. I don't know if there was something wrong with his hand. I think he did great for just like moving up a little bit. People were making such a these fans. They like. They with you today, and tomorrow's like.
Oh, of course.
I was like, damn, you cannot please these fans. So, but David did not pull out of the fight. He still gave the fans what they wanted. There was like 2 big stars on the same card. So I think he did great. So
yeah, it was very satisfying. Crystal, do you think that Canelo was sitting back watching like, I see some things?
Not necessarily any different than he sit back and watch every other fight. I don't know that the man have any interest in fighting David Benavidez. He say he don't. So if we take him at his word, why would he be watching him like that?
Yeah, and I've gone back and forth about this. I'm like, okay, so is Canelo like actually threatened by Benavidez and he doesn't want to fight him because of that? Or what is it? What could it be? But I guess sitting back watching it, Benavidez, he won. He won the fight. I did see some things. I saw that his body was exposed a little bit. I saw that Benavidez was reaching a little bit, which Canelo would definitely hone in on and could definitely capitalize on that. But I don't know. I don't know if I kind of think that maybe he watched the fight and he was like, okay, well, maybe I will fight him. Or what? Would you say?
Viva Mexico.
Viva Mexico. Yes, Viva Mexico. But, so because I always wondered, like, okay, was Canelo scared of Benavidez? Not scared. Not scared because nobody's scared.
Well,
but is the money right? Would you say? I'm sorry.
David Benavidez said straight up that he thinks Canelo is scared of him. He said it straight up. He didn't mince his words when he spoke about Canelo. He said that if he talks a lot of stuff about Canelo, and if Canelo really thought that he was a pushover, then he would come shut his mouth up. But because he knows that he's not a pushover, he's not fighting him. And I think David Benavidez is very clear. And for those who say, well, he's at 175 now, David Benavidez also said very clearly that if he's offered the Canelo fight, he will be ready to fight Canelo at 168 in September.
He did say
so
he
there's
would
no
do that.
excuses.
That's true. That's true. He did say that. And then so I'm just wondering if promoters are not seeing the value in this fight, so they're not offering enough money. I did see, like I said, a couple of things that Benavidez was doing that I believe that Canelo could capitalize on. But, when it comes down to it, when people say, oh, I saw a tweet today, oh, who's going to fight Boots? They're so scared of him. Look, listen, boxers get in the ring. They're not afraid of anything or anyone. The thing is the money right? The negotiations. What am I going to get when I fight this guy? Is it going to elevate me, or am I just doing it for whatever? So I don't think he's scared. I just think that things aren't sounding right. Who's offering him $200 million? Like, that's what he asked for.
I feel like, if a closed mouth don't get fed. I mean, so if you see like Turkey and them like throwing all this money out there, and he throws that big number and then he actually get it, then we got to sit back and be like, damn, Canelo's a good businessman. He knew the money was out there. He spoke up. He asked for it, and they got it for him, because everybody knows how big this fight is. it's already sold. As soon as they, as soon as the contracts, they don't have to do no promotion. This fight is already sold. It's been cooking in the oven forever. Like, it's already burnt.
Well,
so
and at this point in his career, he doesn't have to fight anybody. So of course it's going to be to, secure his future with his kids, his grandkids, his great grandkids. He's already proven a lot. I don't know, Crystal, what do you think? Is he scared of Benavidez, or does it not sound good to him on paper?
No, I don't think he is scared. Similar to what you say, I don't think he is scared of nobody. I really don't. I think the money don't make sense, and as soon as the money makes sense, even if we don't agree with it, he know he worth. He know how much he is worth. So even if we don't agree with it, if the money is not right for Canelo, it's not right, and it's that simple.
Absolutely. MVO, so we were talking about before you got on that Rick Merrigan had said he managers, Virgil Ortiz. I'm sure you know that. But he said, you know what, Virgil can fight one more fight and then we're ready for Canelo. So what are your thoughts on that? They had them side by side, same height, same, which doesn't matter because Bud and him are also, I think Bud's a little bit taller, but
All I'm gonna say to that is he got too much dip on his chin.
He have too much what?
Dip on his chip.
Dip on his chin.
Yeah, you see, you're learning all these new phrases. It's like
Crystal's like translate.
Yes, I think MVO could break down that meaning for you a little bit better. Yes or no, MVO?
That means he needs to pump his brakes.
Do you know that one, Crystal? Pump the brakes.
Pump the brakes. Slow down.
Yeah,
Slow down.
Yeah. Slow your roll. Yeah.
Yeah,
Slow
absolutely. But like I said before, like that's what a manager is supposed to do. You get the most money for your guy. That's what you do. I mean, you shoot high, and then wherever you fall, you take it and you shoot high again. I mean, that's what they're supposed to do. That's what they're paid to do. So I get it. I totally get it. But is he ready? As much as I love Virgil and I think that he's very talented. Yeah, but do I think he's ready? I don't think so, because it's not even about size and height. It's about skill set. It's about experience. Who's the veteran? I think the veteran will probably school, the young pup coming in. That's just my opinion, though.
I wonder how many body shots that Virgil can take after the health condition he have. Canelo go to the body. He always
very
do.
Well.
So this is a problem for him. Or potentially.
Yes. But
the Universe Boxing, I was gonna read that comment. Yes.
All right. This one right here, right? Okay. Yeah, but see, the thing is, those who are not in his shoes are quick to judge. They aren't the ones fighting a 6'3" man with hella longer reach than Dimitri Bivol.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's
all what we're saying is all opinions. Is nothing is fact. We don't.
No, and we respect and love all boxers.
They actually fight, and
Absolutely.
They're not facts. So just to stress that out.
Kane BC says Tank versus Floyd needs to happen. 5-round exhibition.
Yeah. I'll pay for that. I definitely.
No, don't waste my time, please. Floyd will win that. Even if the judges are just corrupt, Floyd will win, of course.
Especially if it's in Vegas. Just saying. Sorry. Just saying.
You can lie.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, to me, I think that was a really good test for Benavidez for his light heavyweight debut. I think it was. I think it was a good test. Even though Gvozdyk is 36 years old, but the only guy that beat him before Benavidez, as MVO said, was Beterbiev, which, I mean, Beterbiev is shit, he's the shit. So, and one thing about Gvozdyk that I did notice whenever he was fighting Benavidez is he never went to the body, which is pretty common, with his side of the country, the world. But except for I think that was the last round that he really laid on his body whenever Benavidez was on the ropes. But I've never seen Benavidez's face the way I saw it after that fight. Had y'all?
No, he definitely get touched up on that one. Hmm.
Yeah,
More so than I was expecting.
same.
Not to degrade, but yeah, I was not expecting him to be touched up like that in that particular fight.
Yeah, I
You think,
wasn't
like,
either.
knowing, like, after the fight, like, some of the injuries that he had, do you think that like changes your opinion on the way he fought and looked in the fight? No,
For whose injuries?
for Benavidez,
Oh, okay.
because
No,
after the fight, he
not
had
for
like.
me. Not for
No.
me personally. I don't know about anybody else, but not
Because
for me.
what was the injury? What was the other injury, MVO? It was something with his hand, right? It was like, I don't know, his wrist or something. But either way, he still won the fight, and people were like
He did.
crying, like, "Damn, he won the
Yeah, he
fight."
won. At the end of the day, he won. But I want to ask all of y'all. I want to go around. What should be next for Benavidez? Who can he fight next? I'll start. Crystal, we'll start here. Let's see. This
Yeah,
way.
that way.
Yeah.
And then
So
we'll go down and around.
I'm not
Well,
sure. Like, I think the question will be who is ready for Benavidez? Who is ready with the same or similar skill set for Benavidez? If it's not Canelo, I'm not
yeah.
sure. So I hear people mention Morel. Perhaps it's possible. Um, I'm not sure who else I would like to see in there with him. To be fair, I'm just
Okay.
not sure.
MVO, who do you want to see in there with him?
Listen, we know what we want to see. We need to stop the BS. Canelo versus Benavidez in September. That's it. No other fight for either guy.
Okay. All right. Nika?
What MVO said, like, times 1,000. You know, because I don't want to see any other fight besides Canelo, because I feel like I don't any like one or two more fights for Canelo before Benavidez fight. I'm not interested. Like, then I don't want to have to deal with all the people crying, oh, Canelo was aged out and this and that. So we need the fight next. That's it. Like, it's already done in the oven. Take it out, give it to the fans.
Okay.
You want it.
Well, staying at light heavy, I wouldn't mind seeing, Better Beav or Bivol with Benavidez.
I want Canelo.
Because honestly, I want to see Canelo and Bud. I do. And I mean, maybe
I
I'm
want to see
biased.
that
I
too.
don't know.
I want
But
to see
I
that
would
too,
not.
but I still want to see Canelo and Benavidez next. And then those two names you gave, Bivol, I feel like those would be perfect fights after Canelo.
So Better Beav totally slaughtered, Gvozdyk. He did. So I would like to see he and Benavidez and see how that goes. Would it be more competition? Would it be even? What would it be? What would it look like? And then Bivol eventually, but I don't know. That's just what came to my mind. Ding ding ding
Oh, you
ding
got a bell?
ding ding.
I have the thing.
Okay.
Hold on.
Hold on. Yay! All right. So,
Salute to you too, John B.
Johnny, thank you so much. I read out the comments. Salutes to the chat. I'll say to the chat
Yes.
and everybody today.
Thank you.
Yes, salute.
So, me feeling better. Oh my God.
Okay, and then I'm gonna start backwards, with you, Nika, and then we'll go to MVO and then to Crystal. So, what is next for Gvozdyk? What should he do? Should he retire? Is there somebody else that you want to see him with? Like, no disrespect to him, because he has he's like 20-0, 16 KOs. So he is he's serious. But who would you want to see him against next? Or should he just be like, you know what, I'm 36. Hopefully he made a lot of money.
I don't like to retire people, so I'll never say that. Usually I say whatever the boxer wants, whatever he wants to do at this age, and whatever's best for his health,
I like that.
That's what I want him to do. Because
I like that.
Do what's best for him and his family, because these fans do not give two fucks. After you retire, they do not care. They just on to the next. So he needs to do whatever is best for him and his family.
That's true. That's true. What about you, MVO? What do you think he should do? As a fan, do you want to see him again with somebody else? He's busy right now. Crystal, Crystal, who do you want to see Gvozdyk with? Like, is there anybody that you're like, oh, I would like to see this. I would like to see him with that.
Yeah, I think someone mentioned already, Anthony Yard. This is a good one. Why not Bitter Beer? Why not throw him in there? See how he do. Um, Bouncy, okay. I'm not opposed to that. Um, it depend on what he want. What does he
Yeah,
go?
yeah.
But I, I still think he have it in him. I truly do.
No, he's tough.
Hmm.
He's tough. He's tough. No,
But
I
like,
agree.
so we
I
think about
agree.
this though. Like you're talking about the age and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Think about Wozniak like getting knocked out, like Tank knocked out Frank at that age. Like ugh.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want that at that
Okay,
age.
but how many fighters we have
No.
right now who are about that 34 to 37 range? We have a
Yeah.
lot of boxers in that age range who are doing very well.
Yeah.
I know, but I just be
Not all
thinking
of them, but
the
Yeah.
fighters
I
that
think
are taking those kind of hits like that, those knockouts. It's like, ugh.
I
yeah.
think I agree with y'all both. Like I think, 36 you're getting up there. Better Beef took years off his life, that's for sure. And then I think also whenever he, Adonis Stevenson when he fought him, and I mean he was in a coma, you know, I think also mentally that does something to you. Um, but also if he's not ready to retire, um, I hate to call people gatekeepers. I hate to say stuff like that, but he is a name. He is a name on people's resume,
Exactly. And he was still getting
and
money
he
to
can get
take it down.
paid. So depending on his financial, mental, physical state, and depending on what his family says, he could probably fight another, I don't want to say how many because it's not up to me, but I think he's getting close to, you know, maybe I wouldn't want to see him in the ring anymore. Just like there's some people that are younger or the same age that you don't want to see because you don't want to see them, take that beating, because we do care, we do care.
Yeah, because I'm
But
still
we'll see.
from Saturday, and I feel like the older you get and you start taking those kind of hits and punishment like that, you're not gonna recover the same. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever he wants to do, whatever he wants to do.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't. I want them to do what's best for them.
Kane Beastie said gatekeeping equals taking money over the fights we want to actually see. And I get it. As a fan, like we're all fans. As fans, we want to see, the big names fighting the big names. But they're going to take, tune-up fights in between. I mean, look at Amanda Serrano. She's taking a tune-up before Katie Taylor, the rematch. Katie's not taking a tune-up. Respect to her. But obviously, Amanda feels like she needs to take a tune-up, so she's going to fight a lesser opponent with way lesser fights. Just put it out there.
Well, no, you remember she didn't get to fight last fight. It was canceled like the day of.
Yeah, it was canceled. It was canceled. But
So she hasn't really fought nobody for a while because she was
no, but Katie is not taking a tune-up in between their fights. I don't know. I'm not criticizing her. I'm just saying that these gatekeepers or whatever, they are necessary. Just to
I think a tune-up fight is always necessary, but that's my personal opinion.
yeah.
Keep them active, consistent in the ring. You don't get dusty or rusty or whatever they call it.
Yes.
Ring.
Dusty, rusty.
The ring was you gotta ring was
Dusties and Rusties. No, you know what? And also Errol Spence did not want to take a tune-up fight, and maybe he should have.
Do you think a tune-up fight would have helped him though?
I mean, personally, no, but I think for some it does. It does for some. Yeah.
No, a tune-up fight was not gonna help. Just saying.
I know. It just depends on the fighter. It's so hard to say. It's not like black and white. It's not black and white. That's for sure. It just depends. It depends. But
Specifically with him, though, the worry is that he will get another injury because he's so injury prone.
Yeah, that's true.
Before the big fight,
That's true.
Yeah, that makes sense. For sure.
But even with Amanda, they just went to war. There was such a all out war. I don't know, but they know better than I do because I'm not with them in the gym, so I don't know. But let's get to the main event.
Yeah, no, but see, look, Kane Beastie says, because a lot of people feel this way too, that Amanda beat Katie the first time anyway. A lot of people feel that way, so
a lot of people do feel
definitely
that way.
need to run it back. So
and it was, to me, it was so close, it was so tight that either way I would have been okay.
Yeah, no, that's why. And I don't think people were saying that was a robbery because it was.
No. Yeah, it was super, super razor tight. It was.
Unless it was like a butthurt fan,
It was a good ass fight.
It was too close to call. It could have been either way. So yeah.
Absolutely, it was fucking amazing. Like that. Those are the fights we want to see. The best fighting the best.
Oh, look. Because my wonderful forehead, Christine. Okay, hello to all the ladies. Yeah.
No, I'm not a forehead. I'm a 5 head.
I got a 5
and
head.
I own it.
Wait, no complaints, but never had no complaints. So
I own it.
Never had a complaint. So Dusties and Rusties.
So let's talk about the Tank and Frank Martin, the main event. The main event. Envy, are you back? You got your drink?
Oh yeah, I'm back. Okay.
I'm gonna let you start us off. Main event. Tank Davis, Frank Martin. What round did you call before the fight?
Well, I thought. See, you know what's so funny? At first, I said round 8, right? But since Frank Martin did a drop for brunch boxing, I was like, all right, he'll last till like round 6. But it turned out to be round 8.
He did do a brunch boxing drop. Yeah.
Wait a minute. So you said 8 and then you changed? And you could have really won some coin on 8? Dang. Okay. I feel you.
Frank
I feel you. Wow. So overall, the overall fight, what did you see and what did you think?
MVO. I thought he dropped.
Okay, Nika. The overall fight, what did you think? What were your thoughts?
It was such a good fight. It was an action-packed fight. Actually, it did look like Frank was up during, the majority of the fight. He was very he was much more active than Tank. Okay, he said his reception is messing up. Right.
He's at the karaoke bar.
Yeah, he's definitely at the karaoke bar. It's like it looks like a dungeon because you gotta go all the way down. Remember when we went there? Yeah. So yeah, I think his corner told him something. I forgot what his corner told him, but I already knew the plan. He was just gonna work that body as much as he can, and he was walking him down. And like I said before, kudos to Frank. He looked spectacular in there. Actually, he really did. Until he got knocked out, I feel like he looked so good that I feel like he could beat anybody else in that division, besides Tank. I don't know if people even want to see that ran back, because we'll talk about the weight discrepancy, like at the weigh-ins. Everybody say he looks super.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about all that. MVO's got to come back on that because he did a great article. But yes.
Yes. So let me fix this thing. So I was sick that day, had the flu and everything, but I was like so into this fight, and I actually sat up to watch it. I was like so into it, and then like I said earlier, I was like, it was like building up orgasm. I was just like, oh my god, this fight's so good, but I feel that freaking knockout coming. I feel it.
Here it comes. Stay right there. Here it comes.
I was like, oh, it was like, that's why I love boxing, because it gives you that, all these high and low emotions. It was such a great fight. So
that's
good. I don't have anything bad to say about that fight at all.
I don't either. Like, respect to both.
Yeah,
absolutely.
When Crystal and you said your side, I want to talk about the fans that were like doing the most about like and what they were talking about and excuses they had. Oh my god.
Okay, we got that. Crystal, what was your overall consensus about the fight.
So if anyone watched last week's show, we all predicted correctly. I say perhaps think Frank will gain some new fans if he make it past round 2, right?
Mhm.
And y'all say it will definitely be a knockout. And I was rather thrilled because I bet on the 7 through 9 rounds, and you make a little money on the side. So we get the money at the same time. It's always kind of nice, right? But I think that for me, the overall synopsis I have or take back from this fight is there are levels to this, right?
Absolutely.
Frank do not have the experience to be in with a lad like Tink and not watch his defense every second of the fight. Every
Yep.
second. What
Yep.
happens is exactly what happened with Tink. He get caught, right?
Yep.
Can I say that Frank looked good? He don't look terrible.
Right.
But Tank wasn't doing exactly high level stuff in those
He
first
started
4
slow.
rounds. He was
Yeah.
studying. What did they call it? Studying the meat.
Yes.
And
Yes.
once he get in there and he timed him, look out, good night, Frank. This is what happens.
Oh, there's a bell ring. Oh Lord, I have to read all this. Yeah. So you guys, I'm on meds and I'm having a drink, so bear with me. Okay, we're gonna sound this out. Frank blew his gas tank using feet to nervously avoid Tank. He landed some good shots, but it was too much movement to sustain. His path to beating Tank is inside fighting, which he hasn't cultivated.
Mm-hmm.
Nicely put. Yeah, nicely put.
That is a good assessment.
Boxing. Yeah, so that was a great breakdown, actually.
Yeah, actually it was. Exactly.
Thank you
Okay,
so much.
Yes, thank you. Crystal, what were you saying?
No, so basically the same. I think there are levels to this, and I think he do a very well, or she, whoever that was, they do a very fine job of explanation for this.
Absolutely.
So I just think there are levels. Do I think that Frank will beat everyone in the 135, 140? No,
Yeah.
You don't?
certainly do not. No,
Who else do you think would beat him?
I still want to see Frank and Keyshawn.
We have Shakur, we have Loma, we have William Zepeda. We have there's some guys up there.
After Shakur beat Loma, perhaps I would like to see Loma and Keyshawn. I think I'm
Edwin
okay
De
with
Los
that.
Santos.
Yeah, De Los Santos is up there. There's
Even Kid Austin.
Yeah, there are too many in that scope right there that I think have a higher skill set than Frank.
Yeah.
Even though he looked good, he an aggressor.
Yeah.
Don't mean he
I
like
think he did so good. He impressed me Saturday. That's why I made that bold statement that I think that he wanted.
No, you're right. You're good. You're good. I think that are you done, Crystal? I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt you.
It also depends on who he have in the corner. Do we have a game plan A, B, C, and D? Because that is a worry for me. That is a concern.
Why that's a concern for you, Crystal?
Do we know, because there's been rumors around that Frank is no longer going to be with the coach he went in with in the corner. So do we know like what,
I hear that, but I don't have anything concrete.
We have, it's allegedly. Allegedly. We will say that allegedly.
We don't be trying. We're not thirsty to drop any like news first.
No, not false news. No, absolutely not.
We don't lie over here.
Not any. I mean, there's stuff that we find out that we hold until it comes out, because that's the relationship you have with boxers, managers, promoters. You hold shit. That's why they trust you. That's why they invite you to stuff. So yeah. So I thought, Frank, he was staying long. He was boxing the first few rounds, and then like the fourth and fifth, he started backing up to the ropes. He didn't quite know what to do. And I agree with you, Crystal. Like, Tank did not quite look himself in the beginning, but then he felt his rhythm, and then he started, doing what he had to do. And I called the 8th round, but I called the 7th round. I was wrong.
Yeah, you said it right. You got so much flack for that too.
Yeah, I called the 7th. Sorry, it was the 8th.
I missed that.
Bad.
Yeah, some people like somebody. We're not even gonna name no names. somebody like they didn't even have enough guts to like quote tweet Christine. They like took a screenshot of the tweet and then just like look, because Christine posted something about giving you can big up another fighter and not hate on them and still pick the other fighter.
Absolutely.
You know, so that was ignorant of that booger to do that. But then her point was that she was like, oh, look at, you can't be funny in front of boxers and then pick the other fighter to win.
Well, and I think that's the thing. It's like we're all fans of boxing, period. Like we're fans of boxers. When I see a boxer or a coach that I admire, I'm a fangirl, like immediately. And I want to take a picture, I want to whatever. But then depending on who they're up against, I'm gonna pick, red or blue.
You're gonna use your boxing
A or B.
Because you respond and say, I'm just using my boxing brain,
Absolutely, that's exactly what it is. Whenever it comes
and
down
you were
to
right.
it.
And you were right. You were just off by a round. So like
yeah,
like,
yeah, but but then it just shows the other person. But it's okay. It's all right. But so who would y'all think would be a good matchup with Frank Martin? Does anybody come to mind that y'all think that be like, you know what, this is gonna help him out, or this is gonna be a good challenge?
I want to say Shakur, because that was the initial fight that was actually supposed to happen before he fought Tank.
Who? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Shakur.
Oh yeah, for Martin.
For Martin, yeah.
But what about the 140, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, 135 to 140. Yeah, 140. Yeah.
I want to see them fight because now, like, since I saw his performance Saturday, now I really want to see them fight, because that fight fell through because supposedly he didn't put that extra dip on the chip to make the fight. But I don't know, how those negotiations fell through, but that was the fight that we were going to get. It was like pretty much set in stone. And
so Frank and Shakur are both really good boxers. Like they're both pretty technical. So I mean that might be a good fight for the first 6-7 rounds, and then I think I know what might happen. I don't know. Crystal,
what do you think might happen?
I mean, I think Shakur would beat him, get him out of there.
Frank near even close to the ring IQ that Shakur have.
Yeah,
Shakur ring IQ is out of this world. It truly is. The lad is extremely talented. I've been watching this lad for a long time. I recall back in 2017. He put on a hell of a show in the Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yeah,
the lad has been. I would not put a Frank with a Shakur. Will I put him with a Keyshawn Davis who only have 8 fights? Absolutely, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So I have, sparring doesn't matter. It really doesn't. I mean, that's where you tune up, you do your thing, and I've seen them both spar together, and it was beautiful. Shakur and Keyshawn. It was a beautiful thing. Head to head, that would be a very, very good matchup. It really would. So what about Kid Austin, he called somebody out, or his dad did recently.
He called out
Tank. Yes. Oh my God. After the Tank fight. So I'm thinking, you know what? Let's start with Frank. And then we'll go. What do y'all think about that? Would y'all want to see him against Frank? Kid Austin?
I'm totally fine with that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I am too, because when I saw somebody had tweeted that that Kid Austin's calling Tank out, and I was just like, what, for advice? Because I'm like, that's not the fight that you want next, my guy. Like that is not the fight you want next. Like oh my God, did you see what we just saw this weekend?
Yeah, I don't think
so. You must be calling out for some advice, because that's not the fight that you want. That's too much dip on your chip right there. So I would definitely want, entertain a fight with Frank Martin. But
yeah, I think so too.
I still want to see Frank Martin and Shakur, because we were actually going to get that fight. We were like that close.
I think that, in my opinion, I think Frank needs to rebuild a little bit. I think he needs another good 2 fights. Edwin De Los Santos, maybe Kid Austin, and then if he does excellent, then we talk about that. In my opinion, I don't know. What do you think, Crystal?
Yeah, I think only, he take a little bit of punishment here this last weekend, and we want to see what happened now after, like someone else say, he head bounced off the canvas. How will he
Yeah, he
bounce
did.
back? What is his resilience level? These are things we want to look for in the next fight. So you don't want to throw him in there. If I was the promoter, I'm not throwing him in there with the top level, right? I'll keep him back, wishfully get him a win or something competitive, but not over exaggerating myself, keeping it at the same level, and see how he do. We want to rebuild his confidence as well, right?
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
like just doesn't. He's like
I
Frank.
know. I mean,
What?
but
Hell
the thing
no.
the thing is, Frank was like number 3 or something like that. Edwin's like number 15. That's why I said that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think
But
Edwin
but
is
I
a good
feel
one.
you. I feel you. I feel what you're saying. I do feel what you're saying. I would like to see, yeah, I would like to see Tank with Shakur. And you know what? Even Loma. I mean, Loma, I think would them two together would put on a very good show, in my opinion. You
Who is
know,
that? Loma and who?
and Tank.
Loma and Tank.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Ooh,
I
I
think
don't
so.
think the dog agree with
The dog said nope.
you. No.
I think, and even William Zepeda, Camarón. I think that would be good too. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what they pick
Yeah,
next.
I want to see Tank and Shakur. They've been talking a lot of shit too, so that's another fight that's been
I
cooking
mean,
up.
they have. They are definitely building it up. So who knows? But it
I-
comes down to business. It
that
comes
that
down to
fight was
business.
that fight was so good. Like they've been
Yeah.
cooking up fight a little bit for a while too. So
No, I agree.
be
I
mad at that.
agree.
Yeah, but I still want to see Shakur and Frank right
Okay.
because we were gonna get it. We were gonna get it.
Yeah,
Do you
there's
think
nothing wrong. I mean, we're the
that fight
fans.
would have helped him more to fight, like to prepare him more to fight Tank?
Yeah.
Oh, Hector Barrera. He say,
Frank versus Colbert.
okay,
That's
okay, that
okay.
would be a fun fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one too.
Yeah.
There's many possibilities, and yeah, but I think anyone that's underestimating Tank, they're in trouble. I really think so.
And they made so much of like the sparring video, and then every time somebody does that, they get demolished. Like the sparring stuff has nothing to do when the actual fight is under those bright lights.
Yeah, no, I mean, we've all seen sparring. Like sparring is like it's practice. It's the pre-test. That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't. Have they been in camp? Maybe not. Have they been training? Maybe not. Maybe they're
And then
just coming to spar. It doesn't mean anything.
yeah,
You
some of
know
the guys that spar, they're like probably like the third person in line after they had just sparred two other fighters. So it's like
exactly. Who's fresh? Who's not?
yeah.
Absolutely. It's unless they're in camp together, working out together, but even then, I've seen some guys that totally dominate in sparring, and then they get under the big lights, the big stage. It's a whole different ball game because it's not just the physical. And we've talked about this all the time. It's the mental too, you know? I mean, and a lot of people thought that Frank was going to fold under the big lights. I thought he did good. I
Yeah.
thought he did good under the big lights. I really do.
He stand his ground for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. And all respect to
He
him.
did fall. He did fold, but it wasn't like it was like literally he did
Well,
fold.
he got
But
he
body
fell,
shots.
he
I feel like
he
was
folded
like
because he got folded. Those
Yeah.
those long uppercuts to the body.
Yeah. Oh, I felt some.
They added up.
I felt some of those body shots. I was like, oh my god,
I did
know
too.
he's feeling these like, and then I felt like the seventh round is where he started. To me, it looked like he was fighting with his like midsection caved in. So I was like, oh, his body's hurt. That knockout is coming, and then boom, oof.
Yeah. Kane BC's being funny. He said Frank whooped Tank. He got caught in the corner, LOL. So, and some people did say that. If only he hadn't gone on the corner, got on the road. Okay, well, he did,
It was
that's
gonna
part
happen.
of the game plan.
It was gonna happen. It was gonna
And
happen.
and he can fight backwards. I mean, he was punching as he was going backwards, but I want to know why from the beginning before he had to, why he kept going into the ropes. Why did he keep backing up? You know, keep
Body
it in the
shot.
middle. I didn't quite get what happened. Um,
Starters.
so now we got Boots. Now we're talking about Boots.
Yeah. You see how people pack up their
But how's he gonna do that?
They say Boots
To
new
try to
athlete
unify.
Crawford, and so they think that Boots and Crawford is coming. I don't see that happening unless
It's
Boots is
not
moving up.
happening. I don't see it at all. I don't see it at all. Why? Why would Crawford fight him?
Nah,
For
there's
what?
no reason.
There's no reason at all. Unless someone's gonna offer him $200 million. Maybe. But why? You know, I don't get it. Um, yeah, he started winning.
You want to talk about how like there was a big deal made of the weigh-in times?
Yeah, I see
Yeah,
that
absolutely. Let's
article.
go because you know what? Let me say this before you say that. Look, so one thing I believe that if you're going to cover boxing, you gotta try not to be unbiased if it's possible. Like we have our favorites, yes we do, but we also have to use our boxing brains. We have to say, you know, this and that. We have to know what we're doing. We have to study. We have to really do research. And you know, if you're gonna apply for media credentials, you have to be somewhat respectable, you know. Um, but you cannot put out false narratives. You got to know what you're talking about. Do not put out false narratives. Now that's all I got to say.
Straight out lies, like straight out lies, not even narrative, like straight out
You
bold faced.
cannot do that. You know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
You know, so yeah, that it was such a big issue because I feel like that this was even made an issue because the way Frank looked at the weigh-in, because he looked super drained. He looked super dry. It was like he didn't look good. We're just being honest. He didn't look good, and people were clowning him all over the social media. And then it was just like I don't know where all they're stalling. They're stalling. This is a stalling tactic. They changed the times from 11 a.m. to so and so, and just like no, these fighters were well aware of the time a week in advance on Sunday. The official time and schedule was they were all over social media. So like to make like a lot of these fans and some of this media, YouTube media, they make it worse for the fighters. Like you
Yeah,
never
for sure.
once heard Frank make an excuse, but then you have their
No,
fans
yeah.
trying out making excuses for them, and you're doing a disservice to your fighter that you're cheering for. Just
And the
takes away
commission rules the roost. They make the rules.
look good.
The commission makes the rules. In each state, they have their own rules and they have their times and they have what they're going to do. You know, the boxers can't say, oh, well, no, I want to do this. I want to do that. No, they have their clear rules, you
So
know.
on this one in particular, help me. Frank and Tank both are PBC fighters, true?
Yes, absolutely. So
Absolutely.
why?
I see someone on the social media say, well, this is an A-side game and the A-side can say whatever they want. Please understand that is not true. I don't ever see that on any other platform either, that where the A-side can call the shots. That's not what
Right.
happened here. Just like you say, it's the commission, it's the promoter
Absolutely.
perhaps. If they have
Yes.
something, with the television, there's a
Right.
miscommunication.
Exactly.
But all of those people
Exactly.
will make it known to the public prior to any other person or personnel even know it, right?
Yes. And the first ones to know are the ones that are getting in the ring. You know, I mean, before we do. These are the
Exactly.
rules. This is what the schedule is.
It was known
And
for a week.
people in media get the schedule a week or two before. Like
Exactly.
anytime we've ever been to a show, we get the schedule. But if you don't get the schedule because you're not approved for media credentials, then you don't know. You just assume.
Too much dick sucking in the media, like doing blatantly lying. So there was a beautiful article that was written by MBO actually, who was here on
It
Brunch.
was very well written.
It explains like the messiness and the lies that are like put out, false narratives that just try to distract these fighters and put out like pretty much saying that Tank was pulling strings to like move the weight time because your guy looked bad on the scale. You know, so please check that article out. You know, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful
We have
article.
It is beautiful.
We do have.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, Savon, Ari. I appreciate the platform and how passionate you all are about the sweet science. Boxing glove emoji. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. Yeah, it's I don't know, but it's just it's you know, I'm so glad that MVO wrote the article, because there's a lot of you know, fans that don't get a chance to go or get a chance to see those things, and nothing but them, but they just want to be fans, as I'm a fan, as we're all fans. So whenever people put out that are media put out false narratives, they believe it, and then they start questioning, and it makes the promotion look bad. And
unfortunately, the promoter will no longer allow them to have a media credential if they continue to do this. Even after one time, it's probably enough for them to be frustrated. They
blacklisted.
say,
Trust me. Yeah.
It
So
happened.
on Brunch Boxing, I should be bronxboxing.com. But if you go on my Twitter, it's on
And on mine.
Yeah. So
yeah, we just gotta be respectable to everybody. Like, you know, you will never hear us on the show talking about people's physical appearance, calling them out of their names. We just
because we don't want to talk about looks when we doing this shit. Like, we don't
absolutely not.
Because
Absolutely
don't
not.
get me started. Don't
We
get me
keep
started.
it we keep it boxing, and that's what we're going to continue to do. And we give respect to everybody. We really do. So, you know, it is.
Won't do nothing. Like,
It is what it is. But so ladies, last words. Crystal, we'll start with you since you're up here.
So happy Juneteenth, right? Because that is today.
Yes, happy Juneteenth to everybody. Yes.
And thank you for everyone in the chat and the what is it, the super chat dollar amounts or whatever.
Yes.
Thank you for the dingers. Let me say that.
Yeah, for the dingers.
I like the dingers.
Thank you for the dingers.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And as always, great conversation. I appreciate you ladies and everyone else who joined us, and MVO.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Nika, last words.
I want to thank everyone for the well wishes while I was sick with the flu. You know, thanks to everybody in the chat. You know, always have great conversation in the chat as well as right here on the panel. I might go live this Friday since I'm feeling better, because I was supposed to go live last Friday. I was so sick. So yeah, and you know, thanks to my ladies up here. And yeah, let's keep shit respectful when it comes to boxing and talking boxing, because like it's enough of this to go around for everybody. So we're all entitled to our opinions, and you got to keep it respectful, because if you respect anybody on this panel, maybe they might not say anything, but you're going to hear me. So keep it cute and keep it on mute.
Oh, wait, Ken Beastie, can we get my trainer on here? Yes. Inbox us. Definitely. Absolutely. No, yes. Keep it classy. Keep it classy, everybody.
Keep it cute and keep it on mute.
That's right. Eat your food, drink your water. Mind your business.
Yeah, mind your business. Drink your water and mind your business.
Yes.
Drink your water. Eat your fruit. Mind your business. No, of course, to my ladies, I love y'all. Y'all are the best ever. We are your favorite girls, guys in the chat, and girls in the chat. We have the best chat ever. And I'm so glad you're feeling better, Nika.
Oh, me too.
Crystal,
oh my.
So good to see you. Yes. And until next Wednesday, we love to love you, and everybody have a great night. Thank you for tuning in.
Bye.